Vice President, District 2. I work with Ron almost every day. His passion for the next generation and building the next generation in our union is constant. My pleasure to present Chief of Staff Ron Collins, the Next Generation Report.
Thanks, President Cohen, and we do work together every day, including weekends. It is my pleasure to be here with you this afternoon. Good afternoon, sisters and brothers. I'm delighted to be here with you and specifically to share an update about the work of the CWA Next Generation Initiative. Before I proceed, I'd like to thank President Cohen, Secretary Treasurer Hill, the Executive Board of CWA, the staff, delegates, alternates, and guests. Thank you very much. Today I'm going to speak briefly about the Next Generation Initiative and describe some of the recent accomplishments that we've made. I'll then hand it over to a CWA brother from CWA Local 1111, Jake Lake, who will describe his experience as a participant in the initiative. Following Jake, we'll show a short video depicting some of our next generation work. I'll then conclude with some of the thoughts for the future of the next generation. CWA's Next Generation Initiative is an effort to identify, engage, and activate young members, and to cultivate the next generation of CWA leaders for our movement. Today's young workers are part of the largest generation to enter the workforce since the baby boomers. In the next 5 to 10 years, almost half of all current union members, approximately 5 to 7 million members, will retire. Youth unionization rates are 2.5 times lower than those of workers ages 40 to 65. This is why organizing young workers and developing young leaders is so important for the future of CWA and the American labor movement. This is the core purpose of the Next Generation Initiative. Let me share some of our accomplishments over the last 2 years. One of the most visible successes was the May 2012 Next Generation convening held in Minneapolis, Minnesota. At that convening, we brought together nearly 60 young members covering each of CWA's districts and provided training on organizing, legislative, and political work. The participants had been identified by their districts, sectors, and divisions, and locals. Many of the participants were linked to a mentorship program and were also plugged into organizing or political campaigns. These young leaders assisted with organizing drives at T-Mobile, AT&T, Piedmont Airlines, and others. They also played key organizing roles during the 2012 election cycle. This training and experience has yielded a very engaged and enthusiastic group of young leaders who will continue to benefit our labor movement. Apart from the May 2012 gathering, there's been a lot of work behind the scenes. We've done outreach to the districts, sectors, and divisions to identify young workers. We've also updated the curriculum for the local officers training manual. This includes going forward a mentor program geared towards mentoring young leaders that will be conducted during the officers training. It is now my pleasure to introduce my brother and my friend, your brother, one of the brightest young leaders that we have at CWA, Jake Lake. Jake is a Verizon technician and represents CWA on the AFL-CIO Young Workers Advisory Council. Jake's going to share some of his experiences with the Next Generation Initiative. Let's give it up for Jake Lake.
Thank you for that kind introduction. Sisters and brothers, there are 2 traits that we can develop in our members to help us continue to shape history: courage and confidence. My name is Jake Lake, a proud member of Local 1111 and District 1. I've been an activist in our labor movement since 2000. Initially hesitant to get involved because I was uneducated, but I became fiercely determined after returning from a layoff in 2003, when CWA won an arbitration case for thousands of our members. That moment birthed a union spirit deep in my soul that continues to course through my being to this day. It was the courage of our union leadership that inspired the moment of confidence in me. I engaged in every activity I could,
not going to be able to see him.
filled with passion
Far
and
away.
enthusiasm,
Okay.
trying to change the lives of the working class,
As if I
joining the
go
fight
all
for
the way
social
bigger.
and economic justice.
like, it's great.
Last May, I attended CWA's first ever Next Generation training in Minnesota with over
Minnesota.
60 CWA sisters and brothers. I was amazed at the talent, dedication, and thirst for knowledge the moment I entered the room. I felt instantly energized by the vibe, and that feeling remained throughout the training. The focal points were politics and organizing, two crucial pieces of the CWA triangle. I watched as my sisters and brothers' eyes were open to the labor movement that I love. On the second day, we organized a mobilization event. The target was a well-established bank where we staged a die-in. We laid across the floor of the bank's lobby area in protest. What we understand to be nonviolent direct action was strategically planned and executed. The feeling was electric, instilling a moment of courage and of confidence. We felt both of these emotions because we knew the plan, we knew the actions, and we were in complete control of the event, which ended up being covered in the local paper. Lifelong friendships were born from this first CWA Next Generation training. The top-notch facilitators from within our union family provided an excellent education forum which presented future opportunities for our group to engage in political and organizing activities across our country. My goal after returning home was to re-elect a congressman and help elect a new state senator. I worked with amazing people from both campaigns and have proved that through education, exposure, and experience, any member can have the confidence they need to succeed. CWA played a critical role in both winning campaigns. I learned a great deal from leaders who tapped into my commitment and passion, and I'm thankful for them sharing their knowledge and experience. The networking I did with other young workers and seasoned leaders allowed me to plant CWA seeds everywhere I went. I currently serve as CWA's representative on the AFL-CIO's Young Workers Advisory Council. I was recently elected to co-chair. The council is a diverse group of young leaders who are committed to our movement. We have helped develop 34 young worker programs across the country. These groups are innovative, energetic, and engaged in our labor movement. We're also responsible for keeping a young worker thread throughout the AFL-CIO's ongoing campaigns. The training and experience CWA provided me has greatly helped in my leadership role on the council, creating a solid base of union morals to keep us moving in the right direction. I remember watching an 1103 Jerry Morgan memorial video, and that he said, "I got it here, and you can teach me the rest up here." That explained exactly how I felt, and I realized the two characteristics I opened with. First, confidence. Everyone learns their own way, but once you teach a person to understand the issues and how it affects their life, you will see the spark that creates an activist. Education through mentorship instills confidence. Second, courage. We know that union members have an extra dose of courage, and through inspiration and direct involvement, it's developed. Courage leads to action, and with it, our members can accomplish amazing things. There are many other young workers in our union who look to be involved, but they simply haven't been asked. We need to educate, inspire, and motivate to build confidence, and they need our direction on how to use their union courage to become activists. Sisters and brothers, the future of our labor movement depends on it. At our convention in 2009, a president from a Los Angeles United Airlines AFA CWA local and a vice president from a San Diego AT&T local, both out of District 9, started the Next Generation movement within CWA. Their resolution was passed during that convention, and we need to continue carrying that torch to grow our confidence, together, we can change landscape for all workers. I look forward to your visit at the Next Generation booth and to you joining the Next Generation Network. Sisters and brothers, President Cohen, Secretary Treasurer Hill, and our executive board, thank you for supporting the Next Generation movement and Solidarity Forever.
Thank you, Jake. We're now going to play a brief video. It will depict some of the work of our Next Generation members.